What's up, guys? Luka here. Luka Teal. Yes, the Ashen one, the Ashen Lucario, the Ashen Luca. It's me. I'm here for another episode of the show. We're doing the show on Friday because I'm busy tomorrow night. So Singer is here to join me. The other boys, I don't know if they're gonna be showing up or not. And let's see here. Oh, there's Slow Mo. So Slow Mo's here with us tonight. And yeah, we're gonna do like a little mini show. Why? Because that summer snooze fest is all it's all that's warranted. A quick show. I can't listen. Is anybody really shocked? Is anyone really surprised about how the show was?
Only thing I'm shocked about is how much Jeff Keighley charges developers and publishers to show their games.
Yeah.
Talking like $250,000.
They might as well just put their game out on socials and keep it moving. Why would they do it there?
Yeah, I mean, Frank. I was watching it. He did have at one point like 600K people watching it on YouTube alone. So, and it was available on other sources. So, I mean, I'll say this for Jeff is that he gets eyes, and people have to kind of deal with him, even though the show ain't all that great. But it was pretty boring for the most part. I mean, there's a few games that I'm interested in, but there were games that I already knew about, like I already knew like the First Descendant was going to do their reveal for their release date today, that kind of stuff. So it's whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was quite a few games I was excited about, and one that increased my score a little bit because it got announced. One very in particular, and I'm sure Slomo could probably figure it out, and you, Luca. Which game would have super piqued my interest in this show?
Civilization?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's been a long time since Civ 6. And
nice.
We needed a new one, and here we are. So, yes. Thank you. Finally. So, yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, there were some things that were pretty interesting. Just like guest talking points, like the fact that Black Myth Wukong is going to miss Xbox at launch the same way Baldur's Gate 3 did, and they didn't give any like super details. They said
that's the Series S, man.
We all know what the reason is. We all know it's because of the Series S, but they said that they're still trying to optimize the game for Series X and S to meet their own quality standards. And so they apologize for the delay, but they'll announce the release date as soon as it meets their quality standards, which means that the game doesn't run well on one of those two SKUs. And we all know which SKU that is. It's the Series S. So yeah.
I don't know, man. And I just feel like maybe I'm just like super disconnected. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, people are going to make a big deal about it. But at the same time, who really cares, In the sense that it's like, this is just to be expected. Like, who didn't expect this, right? It sucks, but that's what happens when there's a parody clause. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So Xbox fans, Xbox gamers are going to, if they want to play that game, they're going to have to play it on a different platform. I'm sure that they have other platforms, hopefully. So,
Are we gonna go into what we like some of the highlights, or?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
So some of the highlights, one of the highlights. I know it's not necessarily for me, but Valorant coming to consoles. That's a hype announcement. I'm glad Valorant is getting to more people. It is a fantastic game. And I know people go, it's not CSGO ripoff. It's just CSGO with powers, right? It's unique between the two games, and it's actually a really fun shooter. It's really crisp and clean. I am curious how they're going to handle controller support, though, how it's going to feel. Because we play it on mouse and keyboard, and naturally crossplay is off with PC, because console mans will get slaughtered. Like, you would lose every single gunfight.
Really?
Console guys ain't going to be able to keep up with the people who play Valorant on PC with mouse and keyboard.
Is it because of familiarity and experience with the game, or are you just talking strictly because of the input?
strictly because of how accurate you could be. Because like you could pinpoint someone's head with the sniper, like the sniper in the game. You just quickly blip around the corner and you could just instantly snipe someone in the head. I know because it happened to me. And on console, I don't think you'd have that similar amount of input accuracy. So if you're having a fight with someone, their mouse will be on your head.
So you mean just specifically with this game? Because I'm playing other first person shooters that have aim assist for consoles. That I see a lot of PC mouse and keyboard guys crying about aim assist. So clearly, like they're getting bodied by console guys or guys on controllers. So, but this game in particular, you mean, is just a bit different there.
Well, yeah, because it was clearly designed for mouse and keyboard. You look at the shooters, sure, there's crossplay between PC and console, but they're made with controllers in mind. Valorant was never made with controllers in mind. It was always a PC game, right? So that's why in there, because I read their FAQ and the article, and they said we were going to abandon doing a console one because we didn't know how it would feel on controller. Mm-hmm. So that's why they're doing the beta, and they're like, we'll let the players tell us if it feels okay or not. So even they're unsure how it'll feel on controller. And that's why they're stopping crossplay, because they said for competitive reasons, you can't have. There will be cross progression though. So if you have skins and stuff on PC and characters, all that comes with you, and vice versa.
But that probably explains. Like, I did have a question, and I was asking a few people if they were going to bring controller support to the PC version. But considering there is no crossplay, more than likely they're just not going to do that. They're not going to support controllers on PC because they still don't. Even though you could do a mod that can bring in controller support. I know a friend of mine that plays, and he plays with controller with a mod, and I think the mod's pretty janky. But anything's going to be janky versus an official version created by developers. But this is probably. I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe they'll eventually add crossplay. But as of right now, probably not.
They probably haven't figured out how to implement aim assist like across the board and whatnot, because it was never built with it in mind, right? So they kind of are having to make. As they said, it's like a custom version of Valorant for consoles. So they've made some adjustments. So I'm imagining it's going to be a feeling out process. But I'm happy because it's a great game and people should play it. Riot makes great games. The other thing that we finally got a release date for that Kunitsu Gami Path of the Goddess, that Capcom game. July 19th, which I'm surprised it's coming so early. But that's a great game. The other standout, like most of it was stuff we already know, like Space Marine 2 was that, okay, cool. Dragon Ball, okay, cool. The other good one was, shout out to Aloy actually having a personality in that Lego Horizon Adventure.
Yeah. She showed more personality in that one trailer than she has in 2 games. It's pretty crazy.
The best part is when I saw the Switch, it's coming to the Switch pop-up. Oh, I knew it was going to go wild on the timeline. Yo, shout out to PlayStation embracing. I mean, they're already with third party, but now, it's officially third party, right, guys? Like, you can see which way they're going. Regardless, it's just a hilarious situation.
All right.
Then,
real quick, what's up, Nautical?
Yo, let me tell you something. I shouldn't be saying this because it makes me feel so stupid because I feel like I am. You sent me a link and I'm sitting there like, why? I see that they're live. But why am I not seeing anybody in the interface? So I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I look at the title. And I was like, tell me I didn't click on the wrong link and it has me in the wrong back room. So I go back and look and I was like, oh, I didn't scroll down because you had the 2 links you sent me, the last 2 are right next to each other. So I clicked on the one above it.
Oh, okay.
And I've been sitting in that back office for like 10 minutes, like wondering where everybody is. And then I said, well, let me see if the show is just starting late. And then I was like, no, they're live. What the heck is going on? But no, I'm here now.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to Meat Puppet saying that game Awards show was absolute trash. 1.5 out of 10. Appreciate you, my boy. And
I got a
Chrono
question about
said,
that too when you're done.
rest in peace, PC gamers. Enjoy your drivers. I'm gaming. All right, go ahead, Nautical.
No, like a lot of people. So
Afterfinger.
I really have come to this realization, especially lately, about like the perception that a lot of people have about the games that are being showcased at these shows now. We all know that, you know, development costs have ballooned out of control and they have to find a way to get that under control. Like the only way they're going to do that is by making games smaller, you know, even bigger games, making them smaller, or coming out with more different experiences that aren't the run of the mill, like, you know, AAA pack type games. And that's kind of what you saw at Summer Games Fest, just a bunch of games that were decent, but they weren't like of the AAA quality that a lot of people are like really, really used to. And it just seems like developers are looking as like, well, what in my eyes is like, what do you want them to do? Like they can't afford to make those big games on a consistent basis. And the ones that are making those big games are the ones that are making the games that are safe, like the ones like Activision making Call of Duties every year, and you know, the Division and Bungie with Destiny. And even though they're branching out with Marathon, it just seems like a lot of the studios are trying to play it safe for the most part because they know the games that they're making are pretty much have a really good chance of sticking with a lot of people versus, you know, everybody else trying to do something new, but everybody feels like they're trash. Like a lot of the streams I was watching of people watching Summer Games Fest, like I was thinking about some of those games. Like when I was younger, I was like, yo, these games look like they're really cool. And it looks like it would be something that's there for a lot of people. But I think we've been so, you know, I think we just been put to a point where everybody thinks everything has to be a 10 out of a 10 when it comes to like a game. When you look at it on its outset, and you think it has to be something that's going to fall like in line with every amazing game that you ever played, instead of just jumping in and just playing a game just to see what it's like. And maybe it is only a B experience game, but I think everybody wants these bangers that are going to come out on a consistent basis, and developers already said that they can't do that on a consistent basis no more. So I think a lot of good things did come from the showcase, but I just think people's expectations are really, really high. It is not in line with developers when it comes to the things that they can actually make on a day-to-day basis anymore.
I just don't even understand at this point why people's expectations are so high.
I don't
we've
either.
had so many trash gaming shows over the last couple of years. Then I mean, I understand if you're a gamer, you want to be hyped about these shows, you want to be excited because you love gaming, you're very passionate about it. But like, we got to start being a little realistic here.
Yeah,
When's
exactly.
the last time we had a good showcase? Like a genuinely good showcase where
Xboxes.
the majority of people, the majority of people were like, "Oh, that was pretty good." You know what I'm saying? So, and then, you know, like, come on, you know, like at this point, it's just kind of like, all right, well, whatever. I don't expect anything. I don't expect anything good. I don't expect anything bad. I don't expect anything. Now, here's the thing. Now, I am always one of the. I'm of the belief that is where it's like, if something's going to make you really angry, then you shouldn't like indulge in it, right? Like you shouldn't put yourself in a situation to get upset unless like that's your brand or you're a grifter or something, right? I'll be honest, I watched it to have something to talk about today. All right. I sat down, I was like, let me watch this. Let me make sure I watch it just in case the guys can't show up. And so I can sit here and say things, right? And so as I was watching, I was like, this is exactly, I mean, not what I expected, but this is in line with what we've been seeing, where it's just like a bunch of smaller indie titles. And I am with you, Nautical. And I said this last week, I'm like, or a week ago or 2 weeks ago, where I was just like, oh, I think like the community is super jaded. I think that people, especially in the gaming space, are tired, you know? I think that there's not that whimsy anymore. People are not excited to play games anymore. And there's a lot of titles people are automatically writing these games off as trash. I'm just like, the thing of it is, like, these games they could be fun. They might be fun just because the art style doesn't really appeal to you. Doesn't mean the game's not going to be fun. It just means that it's not your type of game, which can be disappointing for people, which I completely understand. So I just think that, like, I think that some people hate gaming right now in the sense that
Oh yeah.
they just don't find that same enjoyment and enthusiasm when it comes to these titles that are actually shown at these showcases. I think a lot of people are holding on to how E3 used to be and how showcases used to be, in which there was something interesting and like engaging. You know what I'm saying? Something to really just get you hype. I think the last time I felt like hype, Shadow of the Earth Tree, of course, from Soft Gods have not disappointed me yet, and hopefully they will continue to not disappoint me. We'll see. All my other King developers have fallen to the wayside, so we'll see. But I'm sure, they drop more information on Shadow of the Earth Tree. I'm very much excited for that. Talked about it last night on DPS with the boys. But yeah, I'm just kind of like, well, the only thing I really liked, I thought that First Descendant looked pretty interesting. First Descendant?
Yes,
Yeah,
First
it is.
Descendant.
Yeah.
That is my day one.
Yes,
That is my day one too.
Well, thank you. Slow-mo made a video that was
Slow-mo made
almost
a video.
2 minutes long. I can't believe it.
You guys should check out Slow-mo's video on the First Descendant. And yeah, and then that looked interesting. That held my attention for more than 2 seconds. And then, what else? The Metaphor Reef, whatever the fuck that name is, right?
Yeah, from Atlas. Yeah.
I don't need to see more of that game. I'm getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a cop. It looks fucking amazing. So
I think that's the majority of what it really is that the good stuff that was at the show is stuff that we've all seen already. Like I've made like a dozen videos in the First Descendant by now. I've played every single beta that they've had. Metaphor, that Refantastico, whatever it's called, right? That game, we've seen that game for a year now. Black Myth Wukong, we've seen that game for years. It's a lot of the really like exciting games we've seen already before, and so for a lot of people, it's just okay. I've seen that. For the exciting stuff, and for the other things that were brand new or people hadn't seen yet, they were kind of low key AA indie kind of stuff that now a lot of people are into. I mean, I'm into those games. I just didn't see very many with this show that I'm gonna like jump in on. I mean, I watched the earlier today. This show was yesterday, but the Guerrilla Collective show, which is apparently a new showcase that is they're trying to basically do what Jeff Keighley did, which is pick up the slack for E3. And I think I like their show better. They're more indie focused, and they actually showed so many games. It was ridiculous. It was like 3 hours of just them showing games, and I wish list a whole bunch of games off of that showcase. I didn't wish list any games off of this one. I mean, I signed up for the Valorant beta, and that's about it. But it's the sad thing is that this isn't even the worst showcase, the worst Summerfest. Like there have been worse than this. So I do think I do think that you guys are right that people are a bit jaded, and they only look for look at Twitter right now, and where are people talking about the most? They're talking about the fact that the Series X and S Xbox is not getting Black Myth Wukong at launch. Like it's console war stuff.
They just skipped all over the Summer Games Fest and went
Yeah,
straight to that.
and that's what it normally is that if it's not console war related, a lot of the people in this community do not care. This is the reason why even when E3 was still a thing, what were the two showcases that people cared about the most? PlayStation and Xbox. And when EA and Ubisoft and Bethesda and everyone else did their showcase, everybody was just like, yawn. Felt like those games weren't bad. It's just that you didn't have any kind of investment in it because there wasn't a side for you to hate or cap for. And I'm not saying that's everybody, but that's a significant number of the people in this community, and what they care about is the reason why there are people who are actively rooting for the Xbox Showcase on Sunday to be a bomb.
The
And there are
Xbox
people.
Showcase is Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
1 p.m.
Lord, I am out of touch. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And then there are people who are rooting for it to be amazing. And it's like that level of interest is not seen at Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest. And so, yeah, it kind of really reveals to me that, like, if there is no capping or hating behind it, like, how much of gaming do you really enjoy?
Right.
Because when it comes down to just enjoying a game, you seem to not find the enthusiasm for it.
Well, I think the biggest
Wait,
thing
hold on,
is.
hold on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Singer. He's been
Oh, I'm
trying
sorry,
to jump
Singer. I
in
didn't know
first.
you had
Yeah,
said something. Go ahead.
Singer,
Sorry,
yeah.
Singer.
All right. I think it's because people have a very limited taste in games. I think that's just what it is, right?
That's true too.
They're so used to these AAA blockbusters. Like Civ 7 wouldn't move the needle, right? But as someone who plays a vast majority of games, like outside the third person over the shoulder action adventure games, I play everything else. Like the Power Rangers game, that was a huge surprise to me. I'm absolutely into it.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that.
My bad. I did wishlist that because that one looked pretty dope.
Right. Yeah. The Power Rangers game looked amazing. I was totally into it. That's my childhood right there. And then like the Mecha Break game, which is that Gundam super fluid action. Like I'm really into that. But Civilization 7 is mega hype, cheering from the rooftops. But a lot of people, majority of people, just won't care because all they think about is where's my Last of Us, where's my God of War, where's my Spider-Man, where's my when is Xbox getting their Last of Us, the Spider-Man. That's all they care about. These big AAA graphical games, and it's like if you expanded your horizons a bit more, you would find more fun in gaming. Like Indie and AA are hitting out to the park. Indie and AA are carrying the gaming industry. If we're keeping it 100, because AAA gaming's gone stale, repetitive, regurgitated crap for the most part. Like there's very few new ideas, but you find so much fun in these small little JRPGs like Triangle Strategy, all these kinds of games. So it's I think that is also part of it. People are very specific in what they want from a game, and they're not getting it right now. So they won't try other things. Because if they tried Civilization, they might enjoy it. You don't know. Try it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is, and you're absolutely right, Singer, and I just think for gamers, the industry is trying to find a way to reset itself. Like it's trying to reset itself by bringing different experiences at a lower price of development costs to them. But gamers aren't willing to reset their expectations around what gaming is at this moment. Like everybody talks about it on podcasts, how, AAA is like becoming not non-existent, but the AAA that we used to know that was coming out like with 7 or 8 or 9 AAA games a year. Now we're down to probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 max. And that's across all developers. Gamers are used to seeing that on a consistent basis, and now they're not, every time you look at the showcase, it's like, okay, that looks like trash, that looks decent, or the scope or the way that they show the game doesn't live up to the expectation of what the game is. And part of that is on the developer, but then part of that's on the expectations of what a lot of the gamers have when it comes to like hoping and praying that these games end up being something that they're super into. I just feel like at a certain point, and over the course of the last couple of weeks, I've been feeling that way. It's like I look at these things and I'm listening to people talk about them, and I was like, dude, there is a lot of games that are out here for people to play, but nobody wants to give any of those games a chance because they're not the run-of-the-mill games that they're used to. But then those will be the same people that will turn around and say, I'm tired of the games that we've been playing for the last 20 years. They don't. So it's like, which one do you want? Do you want them to innovate and try something different? And the only way they're willing to do that is by bringing them in at a smaller scope. And then once they bring that in at a smaller scope, then they'll probably scale up from there and start making bigger and better games after that. But for right now, they're trying to find a way to stay. They're trying to survive right now when it comes to like developing games and stuff, because developers don't know if the game they're working on today is their last game. With the way that everything is going. So everybody's trying to, bring in the cost, make it a little bit safe. We even see that at Xbox, where they got $3 trillion company backing them. Phil Spencer is talking about we got to make sure we find a way to bring our cost in line. That's why you see all of these layoffs of these studios and these closures of these studios. And that's why you see them making these smaller, Matt Booty going on stage at the townhouse talking about we need smaller experiences like Hi-Fi Rush, but then they closed the studio. But that's why you're seeing things like this. But gamers aren't willing to reset their expectations on the games that they're used to seeing. And that's unfortunate, because we're not going to get those games that we're used to getting as quickly as we used to get them in the past.
Yeah,
the thing is,
it is sad.
Oh, go on, Luca.
No,
I was
go
going to say, to Forte's point, the sentiment I see around Avowed, this is the exact thing I'm talking about, right? Obsidian is a very, very, very talented top-tier studio. Their writers are on point. Their quests are on point. Their RPGs are on point. But all people talk about is, look at the graphics. What is stopping that game from being absolutely amazing, but you won't try it because it doesn't look like Horizon? It doesn't look like any of these games.
I will say this, though, right? You do expect the game to look better than the Outer Worlds did, because the Outer Worlds had, like, Private Division was the publisher, which is a indie publishing arm of Take-Two, and I thought the visuals for the Outer Worlds was fine, but that was all based upon the budget of the Outer Worlds and the budget of Private Division. Once they got acquired by Xbox, there was an expectation that, hey, you're not going to be looking like a AA game anymore, because now you have a publisher that can make AAA games. It can provide a AAA budget. So when people are seeing the visuals of it, they're like, oh, well, I expected more. It's a disappointment, especially considering the reveal trailer had a different tone and a different art direction to it that looked darker and looked a bit, it looked different. For people who aren't familiar with the Pillars of Eternity universe, which this game is a part of, that was very jarring when they showed the actual gameplay, and it had a very different art direction, and it did not look like a AAA visual game. So although I understand what you're saying, Singer, I agree. Obsidian is a great studio. They make great RPGs. That said, I understand the disappointment, because it's like you expect more once they became no longer independent but owned by a massive platform.
Yeah. But the biggest thing though, Slow-Mo, that it comes because people in the chat are talking about it too. When it comes to expectations, like people are saying, like, well, does that mean I need to play PS3 level graphics on a $500 system? I'm not saying
you gotta remember that these people are ponies, man.
Oh no,
those are ponies.
No,
so you don't even have to answer them.
But I'm not even answering that question. But just to kind of stay in that lane. You still want to see experiences that make your eyes bleed. Everybody wants that. But you also got to understand that you're not going to see as many of those throughout a year, a generation, as you did even 5 years ago, because of where cost is now. So people are dismissing all of these other games that are being showcased because they don't live up to the expectation of what they're used to visually, and mostly visually, because they haven't even played the game to see if it feels or plays the right way. They're just really going off of the aesthetic of what they see, versus like, oh my God, this game looks amazing because it makes my eyes bleed, and it's an exclusive on my platform, and I love it for this and I love it for that. That's kind of like what Slow-Mo was saying. You have the expectations of the high buy-in when it comes to people wanting to play AAA games, and then you have the expectations of people wanting to dump on other people because particular games that are being showcased of high quality are only on their platform and not showing up somewhere else, like Wukong not showing up on Xbox. And that is the conversation that's happening right now outside of what we actually seen at the showcase. And the reason people are doing that is because they're telling you right now the showcase was trash. Even though the showcase had some good things in it, it wasn't the best showcase, but it wasn't like it was horrible to the point where, like Slow-Mo said, I seen some pretty bad Summer Games Fest. And this was very far from very bad.
It was fine. Wait, hold on. Go ahead.
To Slow-Mo's point, they messed up with the trailer, sure. The initial reveal trailer of it. But see, this is where me as a fan of the series and the world that it's in, I already know it's going to be a dark game, right? It's not going to be rainbows and puppies, because that's not what Pillars of Eternity is. It's never has been. But for newcomers, I could see how it would be jarring. And the graphics, I was like, I'm expecting a bit better. But then when I see it, I'm like, this is an Obsidian game. Like, Obsidian has never, ever been on the cutting edge of graphics. It does. You go through the entire catalog. Even KOTOR at the time wasn't the cutting edge of graphics. It was a fantastic game, but it wasn't the best looking game. They've never been that studio. So I didn't expect a super graphical showcase or a step up from Obsidian. But me and a lot of the sentiment, especially in like the Obsidian forums and all the fans of Obsidian, you don't necessarily, like, you don't play Pillars of Eternity for the visuals, because it's a top-down game. You play it because the story's excellent, the writing's excellent, NPCs are excellent. And that's what you generally play them for. And that's what their hallmark is. Their hallmark has never been, look at my Horizon Zero Dawn. So I just think it's in with the realm of what Obsidian do. And I don't think Obsidian will ever step out of that realm. Yeah,
and so I'm gonna let you go. I want to question this. So Brian East says in chat, you're dancing around the fact that the Xbox was initially marketed as under the power narrative, eats monsters for breakfast. I don't think anybody on this.
Go ahead. Like,
I was going to say,
we've talked about this before. Do we need to talk about this every single showcase? Do we need to bring up how Xbox marketed the Series X and the Series S on every single podcast? Brian, you've been coming here for fucking years. We've talked about this. And this is what Nautical was saying earlier. You guys just want us to repeat the same shit over and over and over again. We have talked about this. So right now, we're talking about this showcase as a whole and how we are all feeling about it as a whole. But you guys acting like and it's been like the last 3 or 4 weeks in which people who have been coming here for years are like, why didn't you guys say this? Why didn't you guys talk about this? I'm like, you have heard us talk about these things before. Do we need to reiterate things for you guys, for y'all to understand? Like, no one is neglecting anything about the Series X. We've talked about the Series X in the marketing before. I'm just trying to understand why do you guys need us to reiterate these things when you have been here for years? Years. What's going on? Sorry, Nautical. Go ahead.
No, you're good. And I'm glad you said that. But I will also follow that up by saying we don't have to really talk about it because actions speak louder than words. If I remember correctly, Slow-Mo, you have a Series S in your house, right?
Yeah.
But you predominantly play on your PC, right?
Correct.
Because consoles wasn't giving you the experiences that you wanted, right?
Yeah, it is correct. Yeah.
Singer, same thing, same question. You got a Series X, right?
Series S, yeah.
No, an X. You have an X or you just have an S?
Oh, he has an S.
I just have an S.
But you play on your PC more because of.
I play nothing but PC.
Yeah. So myself, I went out and bought a 4090 because once again, I like performance. The Xbox wasn't giving it to me. So I went out and upgraded my PC. Luka's in the same boat. She still plays predominantly, I think. No, Luka's been playing more on her PC than anything. So the biggest thing that we shouldn't have to tell you every 2 seconds, because our actions should tell you exactly what we're doing, because we're playing predominantly on a platform that we don't have to worry about all of those situations that's coming up when it comes to the power narrative and anything else. We can make our own narrative when it comes to the situation in the games we type to play. Y'all just see, this is the thing. People want us to push a narrative for them. And I go speak for everybody else because I think some people actually like it. But for myself, I'm tired of it. So that's why I just disengage from it. If I tweet out a picture of a 4090 in my PC, that should tell you right there that I can care less about what Xbox is doing when it comes to their power narrative, because I can play all of their games on the platform that I prefer to play them on at this point. And that's what you kind of need to pay attention to. Now, if you're talking about somebody that talks about like Xbox and PlayStation every day, all day, then yeah, have a conversation with those people. But we don't sit over here and have conversations about, oh, this is why I play on my Xbox, or this is why I think Xbox games are better than this. No, you don't ever hear that over here. So don't make it seem like that's the case.
I'm just confused, because I'm just like, do they just forget that we talk about this stuff?
All the time.
Are they not paying attention when we speak? I mean, that's completely plausible, and I don't blame people for that. But then, like, Lionel's up in the Lionel just mentioned something from a show fucking years ago, you know, where he's talking about the helmet of salvation. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I do.
Because I posted a picture.
Oh, speaking of this picture, is that picture from today, or is that a picture you took from a while ago?
No, it's from today.
That's a really good picture.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Dude, that shit was so fucking, I don't know. But anyway, like, it is what it is, right? But yeah, I'm just confused. I'm very confused. I just don't understand. No, I mean, I just feel like when we're having these conversations, Brian, we're not just speaking about in the moment. Like, again, I don't assume that you guys should like remember everything that we say. Of course not. It's been hundreds of episodes, but like, I'm just trying to understand, like, do you think our opinions as a whole have changed based on certain things? Like, do you think that we're being disingenuous when we talk about certain things if we don't, like, hey, as a whole, let me include this and this, things we've talked about before, just to make it clear what the point is? Because for us, we're just for us. And maybe you weren't here at the beginning where I was just like, I feel like as a whole, the community is cooked in the sense that we're just jaded. And I was like, for me, I'm so sorry. I'm tired. For me, I just feel that I've been here for so long that I'm just not in the same headspace, nor am I feeling the same enthusiasm when it comes to certain things. And I also have been able to, I've acknowledged the downsides and the downfall of the Xbox. Like, I've talked about this before, but I honestly, at this point, like, I don't care. Like, I just don't care. And when I say that I don't care, that doesn't change what the reality is. And the reality is they marketed these consoles as powerhouses. The Xbox specifically, eats monsters for breakfast, that is. Like, yeah. But it's also at the same time, we've like acknowledged and talked about it. It's the same thing with the fucking RPG conversation. What's an RPG?
That was so stupid.
Every time, I just get the
stupid.
ick every time somebody brings it up, because I'm just like, damn, we've talked about this. I really don't want to talk about it again, So I feel like unless something, again, like the Black Myth Wukong, the fact that they didn't say what the specific issue is, but all of us were like, oh, it's the Series S, because in the past, it's been the Series S, and that's what happens when it's like, okay, you can't have one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like we acknowledge that the Series S is the problem currently, and like, I just I feel like I'm missing something.
Well, I stopped a long time ago trying to tell people, like, I feel like the argument that the Xbox Series X is not powerful enough to be able to house and play these games is ridiculous, because it truly is, because it's on par, if not slightly a little bit more powerful than a PS5, but the S is what's killing it. So it's no reason to try to have a civil conversation about people. It's like, okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. This system is being hamstrung by its little brother, and his little brother has to go everywhere he goes. And if it doesn't go there, then that game isn't good. Then he's not going to. If I can't take my 12-year-old brother into the bar, then guess what? I'm just not going to go to that bar. That's what's happening with these games right now. The approval rate is like, oh my God, if the S is not going to live up to the expectations of what we want our game to be, we're just going to skip Xbox. It has nothing to do with the X in general, even though the X is powerful enough to do it. And we keep trying to say, Microsoft, please separate the two. Don't make people have to make a decision on placing that game on a platform due to the inferior nature of their other of their smaller little brother, the S. But guess what? They don't do it. Or this is what they'll do. They'll make exceptions after a game becomes like one of the games of the generation and say, oh, you know what? No, we'll make an exception for this game because we don't want one of the biggest games of the year to skip our platform completely.
But this is a little too late for that. Like when
it is now.
Yeah, and actually they get a little bit more smoke for this compared to Baldur's Gate 3, because like, yeah, they should have been working with Larry and say, hey, look, let's send you some of our engineers. Let's help you get, more familiar with the Series S. Let's find the corners, the cut, and the shortcuts to be able to make this be available at launch at the same time as our competitor. You messed up on that. You didn't do that until after they started talking, and then after they said, well, yeah, they ain't gonna be there at launch. Then you sent Xbox engineers out there. This is even worse, because after that, they should have been on their P's and Q's. Black Myth Wukong is one of the most anticipated games of this year. They should have been making sure that every game because look, every game that comes out on the platform, there is a producer who works for the platform that works with the publisher / developer. Every producer, they should have been telling every producer that worked at Xbox, go to all your clients, make sure they are good. If they're having any issues with our hardware, we want to know before the public knows, so that we can handle it, so we can make sure we don't have a Baldur's Gate 3 situation again. The fact that they didn't do that just shows how really incompetent they are in management, because it's just
we've talked about that too. We've talked about them. And my thing is, like, I don't get enough views for me to be a grifter, y'all, so I can be fucking honest. I'm like, this shit is clearly not paying my bills, so I'm just like scratching my head, like clearly we're not fanboys, because we've talked about this before. I feel like you guys just you listen to other shows, or you see things, and then you're like, you know what, we're gonna come over here and apply that to the people on this panel. And I'm just like, what are you what are you doing? Like, I don't have an issue admitting when these corporations mess up. I just don't understand. I don't understand, man. But I'm also
shout out to the gamers who aren't jaded though, like me, because when
shout
you expand your horizons in the types of games you play, like me personally, so far this year I've had like 5 to 10 games I wanted to play and playing. And this year, I still got another 10 or 15 to come, because I'm interested in like Metaphor, I'm interested in the Mecha Break, etc., etc. And it's not just big games, but it's the smaller games. And so every year, even if someone says, "Oh, this is a light year," I don't see light year. I just see a whole bunch of games I want to play. But that's because I play a variety of games. I don't just stick to one genre. So maybe that'll help you become unjaded. Try new things. You may enjoy it. Who knows? There we go.
Definitely agree with that, bro.
Yeah, I just and yeah, so I commend you for that, Singer. Like, that's awesome. Me personally, I am on the edge of collapse 24/7. I am not a gamer. I barely play any games. The claws of depression have sunk into me, and now I go to work and I lay down.
So let
I
me
am
ask.
not a gamer. So I
Well-
just like for me, I watch this stuff and I'm just like, oh, okay. I am excited for that Shadow of the Earth Tree though, because of course I fucking am. It's from Software. Like, I can't wait. Unfortunately, I did not take days off to play that because it coincides with when I'm going on vacation to a different state, and so I will not be with my console, but I will be playing it when I get the chance, and I can't wait to play that in particular. But games in general right now, like even, Nautical, uh, Gregor, Taz, oh, Luka, that fucking Destiny's fire. I believe y'all. I do. But I just don't feel like playing Destiny,
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That-
And that's
the
fine.
same. Also, to Brian in the chat, why would I need to buy a PS5 when all the games I'm looking for and all the games that get announced are always coming to PC? You notice that most of the games say PS5 and PC. All the JRPGs say PS5 and PC. So everything comes to PC. That's why I'm playing on PC. I don't miss games. I'm not sat here like, oh, I wonder if this game is coming to Xbox. I ain't gonna wonder about that. The game, it's like Steam, wonderful. See you later. Thank you. Bless.
Well, you know what it is? People just can't fathom the fact that people are willing to wait for PlayStation games. Some people like myself and Slow-Mo, as of right now, like I told Slow-Mo, the only game I'm not willing to wait for on PC, wait to come to PC is God of War. As long as that game is released exclusively to PlayStation first, I will most likely still own a PlayStation. But for you, Singer, you're willing to wait. And for some people, they just they can't fathom, like, oh my God, you're willing to wait to play some of the best games that came out in gaming. You want to wait 2 years until those games come out? Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't care. I'm not that passionate about the game to really care if I play it day one. And some people don't get that.
Yeah, I'm not a
Marco,
Jane.
did you say
go on.
that the Series S would outsell the PS5?
The Series S.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I
Like,
said
not today, but like in the past before it came out.
no. I said we were talking about just for that year. I said
Oh, okay.
we were just talking about, because we kept talking about the restraints of because that's when both systems were system restraint on systems coming out. And we talked about that holiday. If PlayStation had more systems, if they could produce more systems, then they will outsell them. But the whole narrative was the fact that Xbox had systems to sell, PlayStation didn't. That's why Xbox won NPD that November. And then ever since PlayStation has gotten their inventory in line, they haven't looked back. Ever since PlayStation's been able to have enough systems on the market, they have won month over month, year over year. So that's always been a conversation around that. PlayStation, we all know PlayStation is the most popular system in the world. I mean, it's without being said, but that still doesn't change the fact that people still prefer other things. It just may not be what you prefer. And that's where this whole console war and argument always comes from.
Oh, okay.
And Brian, sorry.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Brian, I know you said I'm not a jaded gamer, but that's the exact reason, is because of PC. Because I get everything, and I get stuff that consoles don't get. Like Mecha Break is PC exclusive. If I was a console-only owner, I wouldn't be able to play this game I'm looking forward to. So I get everything. I get the best of all worlds. I get to run the show on my timescale, and I don't have to pay online and spend all these other expenses. And I get the whole modding community behind my back. So
that's because like you're a real PC player, in the sense that like you play those kinds of PC games and you don't just have the PC for the graphics. Like, you are a real PC gamer in that respect.
What was that?
What was that? Someone did a record scratch?
Yeah.
Oh,
What was that?
That must have been Forte.
okay. Shout out to
Yeah.
Corey with the big dono saying, "Hey y'alls, are any of you out here in the city this weekend?" I am not. I have things to do this weekend. I would like to just lay down and sleep, but what are you doing this weekend, Corey? I thought maybe I was hearing things again. By the way, did I tell you fucking God? Oh my fucking God, where's my
What
phone at?
happened?
Yo, so I came home, I was so tired. I laid down, was gonna mind my whole ass business as per fucking usual, right? And what do I fucking hear? What do I fucking hear? A noise. And I'm just like, what is that noise? And at first I'm like, oh fuck, it is bird season. For the last 3
Revenge of the
years,
Birds?
I was like, I've been plagued by the birds, right? As you guys know, I accidentally killed a bird 2 years ago. I didn't kill it, it just died.
You just
Oh,
let
no,
it
is that the
starve to
one that
death.
happened? Was that the one that died in your window?
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah, very depressing stuff, right? So, I've been trying to make it so the birds do not come near my window, right? So I'm like, okay, it can't be how would a bird get in my fucking room, right? So I just kept hearing a noise. And then eventually I was like, okay, I got to find this noise because it's driving me fucking crazy, right? I was hopeful. I was like, maybe, I was trying to gaslight myself. I was like, maybe it's like something else. Maybe it's not an animal or a creature. But anyway, I just looked around a little bit. And what did I spy with my little fucking eye? A goddamn cicada. I'm like, brother, how did a cicada get in here? So
Those
got rid of it.
bastards are annoying. Cicadas
They're
are
so
blind,
fucking-
basically.
Oh,
So
okay.
they just run into everything. Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah, well,
stupid. And
okay, so
blind.
I got into my room. I was like, fuck it. Got rid of it. My brother got rid of it for me, right? Then yesterday, right? That was 2 days ago. Yesterday, I'm laying in bed and I'm about to fall asleep, and what do I hear? Zzz. I'm like, oh fuck, again? A fucking again?
Damn.
I get up, there's the fucking cicada just chilling out on my bed, like, hey bitch, it's me. I heard you killed my brother, so I'm here to just chill out. I'm like, oh my fucking God. So I killed that. And I was just like, bro, where are these cicadas coming from? Now,
They're
my
out
grandma's
here.
like, well, maybe you're bringing the cicadas in here because I do have to walk through some woody, grassy areas, right? So I'm just like, I could be bringing the fucking cicadas here. So anyway,
That's wild.
I don't even know why I started talking about that. I just
I'm
want
gonna
someone
be honest.
to hear.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought this was gonna turn into a show, a film collection like Star Wars. We had Luka, Cicada's New Hope, and then we had
Oh, okay.
Luka, Revenge of the Cicada. So now are we gonna have another one, like an army's gonna come into your house? I don't know. I can't wait for the
fucking
sequel.
hope not. I'm actually
Return of the
afraid of
Dead
bugs.
Bird.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I'm so afraid of bugs, man. Like it's not even like it's like if Pennywise came after me, giant fucking bug, brother. This shit is fucking scary. So I don't know. Yeah, I know, right? I was just, and for some reason, maybe it's because Brian, when the cicadas that I've come across, they're all in a group, so the sound overlaps. So me hearing a singular cicada, I could not recognize the sound. I was like, what is that? And so then as I was walking home today, I was like, okay, I didn't recognize the sound because it does sound, like I said, the sound is overlaid when there's dozens of them. So I was just like, dude, those things are fucking annoying, and they're blind too. Go back underground, bitch. Like, goddamn. Like, why are you here? I know why you're here, but die. You know what I'm saying? Die. So, like, I was perfectly fine leaving them alone when they were leaving me alone. If they want to be outside, planting eggs, okay. But the fact that they showed up in my room, I'm like, brother, get the fuck up out of my room. So, I mean, that was what I did. That's been my week. So,
And Luka took that personally.
I did take it fucking personally, dude. So, anyway, let me go ahead and get these what people thought about the summer snooze fest. All right.
You want to hear a funny cicada story real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
So back when I was in college, this is like probably the last time cicadas were out in force. and they come out like every like 15, 16 years or something like that. And like they and where I went to school at, it was a pretty like older area, surrounding area. So because the ground hadn't been disturbed, these cicadas were just waiting to come out, and they were everywhere. And so a buddy of mine in college was driving to school from his apartment, and he had his windows down because his AC in his car wasn't working. And he pulls up to a light not too far away from school, and he sees a girl in the car. Well, I guess he said she looked fine or whatever. And she looked at him and he looked at her, and then right at that moment, a cicada flew into his car and hit him in the head. Like flew in, slapped him right in the temple. And he freaked out because he didn't know what was going on. And he took his foot off the brake, and he hits the car with the girl in front of him.
Jesus.
I think he kind of was a little underwhelming because he said that like she wasn't trying to holler at him no more. But I think it's also because he kind of freaked out and started
freaked out.
Yeah, he started stomping on the cicada on the floor of his car, and then jumped out of the car. And then when she explained what the heck is wrong with you, he tried to like say like cover it up. You know, it was the cicada that came in the car, and then it was a whole thing. She called the police. You know, not everyone, you need to call police for every car accident, people. Like if you're fine and the other person's fine, then like you just exchange information and move on with your life. Nah, she had to call the police, and a cop shows up, and when he explained to the cop why he hit her, the dude started laughing at him in his face. It was like, you know, it's sad and funny at the same time. But yeah, cicadas, when they're about, roll your windows up.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know about not calling the police if you're in a car accident, though.
I
can't trust other people to you putting a lot of trust in the other person to actually say what really happened.
Well, if you take pictures and you exchange information and you take a picture of their license plate, there's not much they can say that didn't happen. I mean, like insurance people are going to come out, appraisers are going to come out, they're going to look at your car, they're going to look at their car, they're going to make their judgment, and you can't lie about that.
Yeah, and they'll come to whatever decision they want to come to.
Yeah, then they're going to tell it. Then when your insurance goes up because you're in a car accident, you're gonna be like, "Why did my insurance go up? Because I wasn't at fault." And they're gonna be like, "Well, they're gonna have." I don't know,
because the system's fucked. Okay, that's the answer.
They'll tell
that's
you because,
the answer.
No, because literally they tell people literally when you get into a car accident, when you talk to police, they tell them do not, even if you are at fault, they tell you to not admit fault in the accident.
Well, yeah. All right, but okay. So for score for the Summer Game Fest, let's just go ahead and go through this real quick, and then let's get the fuck about it. What else happened this week? I don't know. But score for Summer Game Fest. 1.1%. Mind you, it's only 380 votes. I couldn't get any more because it was I put the poll up like an hour ago or 2 hours ago. But score for Summer Game Fest 2024. We'll see where it's sitting at by the end of the 10 hours. But 1.1% gave it an A, 13.2% gave it a B, 24.2% gave it a C, and then 61.6% gave it a come on, Luka.
And Luka, I'll be honest, that is me. I voted come on, Luka. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sycamore was saying they need to refund these people's monies back. DJ was saying, I gave it an A, but it had Monster Hunter. Neo said, come on, sis. Chris said, I only care about Dragon Age. The Alan Wake stuff was cool. James posted a funny video. Alex said C. Shadow said C. CJ said Dragon Ball was good. Everything else is bad to me. Autumn sent a laughing emoji. Javon just has like a laughing emoji. Sephiroth has a smiling emoji. David said only thing that got me excited was the new Kingdom Come trailer. Lies of Jinpei. Gave it a C. Saber said Lego Horizon saved the show. Matt gave it an F. Ron gave it a Z. Ralph said bring on the real showcase, Luka. Ubi, nah, Xbox got to save this year. I think it will be a good showcase. Black Meadow gave it a C, but also a come on, sis. Atomic says, Luka, let's be honest, it ran on for far too long. It surely did.
It
Derpy
did.
said straight up D. And Cam says it was fine. People are expecting too much, and anything they are not expecting seems like trash to them. So I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, so for the most part, you know, it's whatever. Like it's whatever. I don't, you know.
Yeah,
It's not that big a deal to me. I don't care.
even with my help levels being over the moon with Civ, I couldn't even give it a C. Even with Civ, and I am the diest hard fan. As they said, we're celebrating 30 years of Civ. I've been there for most of that, and it's just no. Not even that could propel me to even a D, an F. I couldn't even go F. I'd have to go like H or something.
So I'm looking at this picture, Luka. Did you take this picture of yourself sleep? Fake sleep? Okay. You put the bonnet on your head and everything.
I was gonna ask. Somo. I was thinking the stats said she got. It's like the perfect picture where you can. It's like you. Did you take it yourself, or did you have somebody take it for you?
No, I took it myself.
Did you like have the timer on or something?
No, I took it in OBS using the screenshot feature.
Oh, okay. So
What's up, Brain?
So did you like record the video of you sleeping? Just got the perfect frame and screenshotted it?
What's up, Ramon? No, honestly, the bonnet has been on my head for a couple of hours now.
Oh boy.
And I was just
it wasn't even for the picture.
It wasn't she was living her good life sitting down. Hey, listen, man, let's be for real. Most women that I know, when they at home, it ain't going nowhere. Like my wife, bonnet, as soon as she gets home from work, the bonnet's on. If she ain't going back out the house, that's how she rocks it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, like, yeah, I came home, took a shower, put on the bonnet, and laid down, man.
And it was a wrap.
It was a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro. I thought she did it for just the picture too.
I was like, man, she got all in character for this. Nope, not in character.
The only thing she was missing was putting her thumb in her mouth. And then I would have just set it off right there.
Oh. Shout out to Bless saying my original score was a 1 out of 10 until I saw Young. Yeah, now my official score is now a 0 out of 10. Young out. Yeah, when Jeff was like, what is it?
Yo, I was watching BG stream when he said it. BG was like, he said one of the best voice actors. BG was like, what? Say that again? He said, let me take my headset off so you can say it in my good ear. What did you just say?
He definitely was saying that tongue in cheek, or
sure was, bro.
That was like, and he went backstage into one of his friends' DMs, like, yeah, hear what I said about Young, yeah, and like it's. He wasn't serious.
I really don't like him, Jeff. That is, I just feel like
no one likes Jeff.
You know?
He's super irritative right now when it comes to, like, especially this time of year.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know. I just think there's just something about him I don't like. But
he only made that speech about developers and stuff at the beginning of the show because he got called out for ignoring it for so long, and it's just like. It's disingenuous at this point when people are like, hey, look, you have a voice and a platform. Can you speak out about these things? And you ignore them for like 2.5 shows. And then finally you say something now. It's just at this point, don't say anything. Because no one believes you actually care. So, yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah. Well, and I also want to say this. I'm not going to go into any detail, but all I will say is this, right? I personally, if someone confronted me in person, I wouldn't apologize, but that's just me. I'm just, you know, for people who know what I'm referring to, I would have been like, yeah, I said what I fucking said.
Yep.
And that it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But also at the same time, I talk about a lot of people on here, but like, I don't make anybody like a focus, a focal point or anything like that. nor do I make like a full video about anyone. I can remember the people I have made full videos on, and that's I actually was showing my coworker the video with the great exposure, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, dude, I was fucking lying to my audience and myself. I was saying I wasn't mad. Bitch, I was mad. Like, I was listening to myself. I was angry. But so sorry about that, guys. I was being a capper, right? But and then Dia Lucina, I made a video on her, and Frost. Now, I'm imagining a scenario where like Frost confronted me. I would have been like, no, I definitely meant what I fucking said. I actually could have said worse. I actually would have said worse if I had, but I was worried about like, you know, people reporting my channel. Like, I don't like her. You know, I don't like her. I think she's a gross individual, you know? So
Agreed.
me personally, I just would not have apologized. One second.
Hey, Luka. Oh, okay. Well, as I was going to say, another thing for Jeff, and because I was watching Kind of Funny, they were the reaction to the showcase. You saw Jeff's speech at the beginning, right? Slow-mo, 40? When he
Yeah.
was talking about the industry and whatnot, and
Yeah.
he was going on and on grandstand. And, and when he was doing that, Greg was like, "Go all out, free Palestine. Go on, Jeff, say it. Just go all out at this point." And I was like, "That's hilarious," because this dude was grandstanding and all this, and I'm like, yeah. So you respect the devs and the industry that much that you won't give them 5 minutes at the Game Awards. You just flash a logo up on the screen and say they won an award. Nice, Jeff. Good looks.
He's
So.
definitely I just don't like him. I don't like him, you know? And there's no real deep emotion behind it. It's just the general like, okay, I don't really like him very much. But anyway, real quick, I wanted to talk I fucking hate to say it. This Dread Wolf information actually sounds kind of interesting. Not enough for me to have any faith in them, but like 7 unique companions with deep and compelling storylines, allegedly. New title better reflects the story's group of companions. A Soulless still plays a big role. Players will take on the role of the original protagonist. You and your companions make up the Veilguard, protecting the Veil. That's still a terrible fucking name. Player agency is important, so create a story where you can impact the world and companions around you. Each companion intended to represent different factions in the game have their own arcs with stories and loss, with each with meaningful choices and emotional moments. Players will visit more regions of Thedas across a deeper variety of biomes than any Dragon Age before it. Tease another villain beyond Solus, which I would have preferred to just find that out in the game, but that's just me. Combat was a big focus for the team, and players can bring 2 companions along, which is similar to Mass Effect, which people are really upset about it going from 3 to 2, which I can understand that. But yeah, I mean, specifically, what do you think about, like, would you have liked to find out about the other villain as you were playing the game instead of in like this descriptor slow?
I would have preferred to find out in the game instead of description. But yeah, I mean, like I'm probably still just going to play the game anyway because I've been a big BioWare fan and a massive Dragon Age fan for as long as the game has been out, the series has been out. But I can't get that 6-second clip of combat out of my mind that was leaked, and it looked really bad. And sure, it could look better. That was a year ago, and the game's likely not coming out until later this year. So they've had a lot of time to polish it and get it together. But good grief, like it didn't look good to me. And just everything that I've seen and heard about the game up until now hasn't been very positive. So yeah, some of that stuff sounds good. And as we said on DPS yesterday when we talked about it, some of that stuff is just typical Dragon Age stuff. Like when they were saying, oh well, each companion will be a part of a different group or class or whatever. I'm just like, well, yeah, that's it's the way it's always been with Dragon Age.
Which is sad that they even feel the need that they have to announce it, which means they've gotten so far off track when it comes to like this series that. Yeah, but okay, anyway, shout out to Blade X. Only got one channel member topic for tonight since it's last minute. Saying 52% of Hellblade 2 players have beat the first boss, but nearly 90% have not beat it, says True Achievements. I feel like that's in line, like people, right? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that sounds in line. But also on your Dragon Age thing, you got the showcase on the 11th, Luca. So you'll see more of the game then.
Yeah, we'll
It's
see.
15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, you'll probably have a good shot at it. I mean, if it looks good, I'll actually play it because I am a fan of Dragon Age. Yeah, I'm a fan of all RPGs, as people know, actual RPGs. But yeah, the Hellblade stats checkout, because if you notice, lots of people use it as console war ammo, particularly PlayStation dudes. Saying, "Oh, they buy the game, but they don't beat their games." And it's been a trend that's been going on for years now, and they keep pointing it out just to score a few cheap points, whatever. But I think that's just because people get it in Game Pass, they try it and go, this isn't really for me. And then they drop it, and that obviously counts towards the completion rate. So I think that's also affecting it, where people are just trying the games and they're not fucking with it, so they just drop it.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah. So thank you, Blade X, appreciate it. Let's get the fuck up out of here, please.
But, I mean, Hellblade's not the kind of game that most people would be interested in anyway. Like, I think the voices would throw people off. But yeah, I mean, it's good to have it in Game Pass so that people can try it, because more than likely, if they were on the fence with it, they probably would have just, I'm gonna wait for a sale instead of even buying it. And yeah, it's fine. But they still probably like played the first chapter and said, yeah, not for me, and bounced like Luka did when she played Hellblade 1. You know.
Well, I think I played more than just the first chapter.
Okay.
I can't remember though. I definitely remember some puzzles, right? But yeah, those voices were definitely fucking with me, dude. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like that shit was messing me up. So yeah.
I'm skimming through this back half of the Summer Game Fest, and what in the why is this here? This last hour was just a waste.
Yeah.
Just like, why are you showing some of this stuff?
Yeah. I mean, what's up, Anate? Hope you're doing good. Anate is in the chat saying, "Oh, these are just excuses." I'm gonna keep it real. What do you want us to say? What do you want? Xbox don't play games? Is that what you want us to say, Anate? Okay, Xbox don't play games. Like, okay.
Oh, that's a Nate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You call him Manate.
I know.
It's a Nate.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I've talked to Innate about the innate thing. So anyway. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what do you want us to say? Like, what do y'all be wanting us to say? I'm just but I got nothing but love for you too, brother. You already know that. Baby. Was there anything good from the show? Ramon, we all enjoy different things, Ramon. You could watch it and enjoy it. I don't know.
I'll say all the good stuff, Ramon, is stuff you're already aware of, or just updates to games that are already out.
Oh, there are one or two cool new announcements in there, though. So
yeah, we know. Civilization 7, we know. We know.
No. I was gonna say Power Rangers.
And Power Rangers, yeah.
And the Mecha game, because I didn't even know that existed, and now I know it exists. I've automatically wishlisted it. So, yeah.
I just I don't know, dude. It's whatever, But like I said, I'm just in a different place mentally, Like I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not that guy. All right, so shout out to Phil, Kenneth, Gavin, Chrono, IOE, Foxy, Paco, Blue Moon, Lionel, Capono, Stanley, Arcade, Silverback, Nom, Stone, E-Head, Hero Down Under, Pedro, Dorian, Dwayne, Bounty, Dark Prince, Blade X, Miss Phantom, Iman, Miko, Fonz, Meat Puppet, Yobi, King Metrochan, Corey, Bryant, Amar, Damien, Dolo, Tevin, Ronald, Dealer, MJ, Dirk, Scroat, Lurgerenzas, Kenny, DC, Big Daddy, Smitty, Subnegro, Jazzy, Dom, Duckman, Sycamore, Zion, Brisky, Light Strife, Pepitio, Gaming Forte, Jet, No Envy, Slomo, and Hannibal for being members of the channel. Some of those memberships were gifted, so I appreciate you guys so much. Nothing but love. Thanks for coming out to hang out. So, okay, so like, am I pronouncing it correctly? I just want to be clear. Oh my
God. Pronunciations are a bitch.
Yeah, I know pronunciations here are they're pretty fucking rough, dude. Like, goddamn. Is it like Nate? Okay, innate. Okay, cool. All right.
Like I said,
you get one thing right. And
hey, yes,
you
absolutely.
get one thing right with pronunciation.
Absolutely.
Suddenly you want to speak.
Yes, I do
even say
want to
fucking
speak.
Bakugo.
We know what.
Even say fucking Bakugo.
You know what? Go ahead. Go back to 2017. Go ahead and go back there because I'm right today. That's all I care about. Go 7 years in the past because I'm right now. That's what I'm talking about.
Incorrectly to the point where I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
And who cares? Because we're talking about today.
Actually, Slow-Mo, you messed up today because you couldn't even.
What?
Hang on, Luca. He messed up today because he couldn't even do Refantasio correctly for metaphor.
No, you're right. Exactly.
Nobody knows that. I forgot what the second word of the name. I forgot what the word was.
When it comes to pronouncing things.
Refantasio. I just said it.
I forgot what the word was. I just keep calling it metaphor because I forget the fantastical. The word's stupid. Okay.
You be struggling all the time.
You know what? You be struggling to get in your chair, so I want to hear it. And singer, you be struggling with your blow up doll, so I don't want to hear it from either one of y'all. Okay.
I mean,
I was right just now,
but how would you?
And that's all that. That's all that matters.
What's going on with that? Did you think about that sentence before it came out of your mouth? How sus that shit sounds?
It doesn't sound sus.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Fox, who's been a member for 13 months. Hi, what's up, boo? YouTube did not tell me that you were alive, and I could not find you in the sub feed. Shaking my head. Hope you're all doing well. You got to hit that little bell icon. You know what I'm saying? Got the little bell icon. You know? Yeah, I'm 4'11", you know? Did I tell you guys about how my chair is also missing a wheel? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, guys. Unlike Slow-Mo, I can admit things. I can admit that I'm short. What's up? He can't admit that he doesn't remember shit. What's going on with that?
I have a fantastic memory.
Mm-hmm. And you couldn't remember the title, the metaphor.
No one remembers that title except for you, singer. Okay, you're the only person that remembered the title before. You probably had to look it up.
No,
that's all right. I'm fairly certain you did have to look it up. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go with the fact you looked it up. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what
See, that's a cop-out. That means my memory's better than yours because I was able to remember it and you would. So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Mm-hmm.
So, we can just fucking leave. Let's see here. Somebody just said they like Veilguard as much as Dreadwolf. Why are they lying? Okay, but I'm not gonna say that they're lying because it's their own opinion. It's all them. All good, right? All fucking good, right? But Dreadwolf is
sounds fire. Cool. Yeah,
it sounds fucking fire, dude.
Like, and it directly relates to a character that everyone knows who's played Dragon Age before from the previous game. Veilguard is just like, so we're going back to the Veil. We're guarding the Veil. Why?
It's just a stupid name.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
And then people are like, I don't care what it's called. Man, I do. I fucking care. All right, but that's just me. That's just me.
There's just some Dragon Age fans that it doesn't matter how low BioWare gets. They're in the bag for BioWare. Yeah. So they're just going to cap for it regardless.
Yeah. All right, well, let me say goodbye to my some of my favorite people in the chat. But yeah, bye Nate. What's up? Bye Delta. What's Saber? See you later. Lino, Foxy, Brian, Ramon. Oh my goodness. Oh, Crow, how's it going, buddy? Boba Fett, how you doing, buddy? What's up, Albert? Glinser, see you later. Raja, see you later. Cliff, Dun, see you later. Slayer, see you later. Sticks, what's goody? See you later. The Great Be Rich, see you later. See you later, Blessed. Oh God, my eyes. See you later, Damon's Ghost. Bye, Sycamore. I will see you later as well. See you later, Still Reigns. See you later, CJ. Oh my guys. Delta, see you later. Are you guys getting tired of see you later? Bye, Topaz Girl. Bye, guys. Oh my god. Bye, Viper. And we'll be back next week at Jesus, girl, get it together. Get it together. We will be back next week, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 Eastern, for another episode of the show. Thanks so much for coming out on this Friday night. I am going to bed. And yes, Amon, Cygnus, Dorian, Jaguar, how you doing, buddy? Ripper, Capono, Yobi. Yeah. Breeski, it's good to see you. Corey, it's good to see you. Corey said, I'll be working most of it. I'd pull up afterwards and buy you all a drink, but next time, imagine all of us in the same place. That would be amazing.
I'm gonna buy you a drink.
That would actually be crazy.
Yeah, it'd be so much fun. Tando,
Yeah,
Angel.
Money in the
yeah, being all in the same place, I could trip at slow mo and he won't be able to get back up because his ankles.
My gosh! If you saw me in person, you would piss yourself before you tried to piss. You tried to trip me up. Yes,
piss himself. Trying to piss me.
Dang, what you trying to say, Slow-Mo?
I'm just saying. I'm 6'3".
You
I'm a big dude. Look. Nobody messes with me. Let me tell you the last time somebody actually messed with me. I may have been high school.
That might be because everybody was shorter than you at that point.
Well, most people are still shorter than me anyway. I mean, like, I was 6'3" in high school.
Ain't nobody scared of you, Slow-Mo.
All right.
You're also like, do you remember that?
Right.
I don't look my age.
All I gotta do is run.
I don't look my age either, but that doesn't change.
No, but there's a difference. You look like you're just hitting puberty.
Oh, okay.
I don't look like I'm 43. I look like I'm early 30s.
But like me mentioning your age has nothing to do with looks. I'm talking about like ankle. You know,
listen. My ankles are fine, as y'all all know. There's something wrong with my ankles. So someone tries to trip me up, and they just going to get bodied. That's just the long and short of it.
And someone gonna have to someone gonna be that person that's standing like the Statue of Liberty, like which way is he going? Which way is he going? Because I can only make one move.
All right.
Yeah,
you can keep thinking that.
we're just oldies on here. But anyway, I would have to go for Slow-Mo's ankles. Where else could I go? You know,
I mean, that's the only thing that you could reach
as his ankles at this. So, you know, but anyway, I'll catch you guys. Had a lot of fun. I love you guys so much. Like, what would I do without you guys? I would just be in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm so depressed.
From the dirt.
Okay, good night. Yeah, I do remember when I said that. Okay. All right, bye guys. See you next week. I love you guys. Even the ones who get on my fucking nerves, you know.
She don't love y'all.
I got nothing but love for everybody.
She don't really love y'all.
Oh my god.
She gonna talk all kinds of